Hi guys, this is IGCSE O-Level Chemistry, Paper 22, Extended MCQs, November 2021, Question 21. A period of the periodic table is shown. So we have got 8 groups with elements R, S, T, V, W, X, Y, and Z present. The letters are not their chemical symbols. Okay. Which statement is correct? Element R does not conduct electricity. Element R belongs to group 1. So element R is a metal and metals do conduct electricity. So this statement is incorrect. Element R and Y react together to form an ionic compound. Element R belongs to group 1 and element Y belongs to group 7. So if we take an example of an actual element from group 1 like sodium and an actual element from group 7 like chlorine, so sodium chloride will form, which is an ionic compound. So this statement is correct. Next, element Z exists as a diatomic molecule. Element Z is a noble gas. Noble gas are monoatomic. And element Z reacts with element T. Being a noble gas, element Z is unreactive and will not react with element T. Therefore, the correct option for this question is option B. Question 22. All metal nitrates are soluble in water. All metal chlorides are soluble except silver and lead. All metal carbonates are insoluble except sodium and potassium. Which aqueous solution produce a precipitate when mixed together? Okay, so silver nitrate, which is soluble, reacts with sodium carbonate, which is also soluble, to produce silver carbonate, Ag2CO3. And since only sodium and potassium carbonates are soluble, silver carbonate will be an insoluble white precipitate. Next, silver nitrate, which is soluble, reacting with sodium chloride, which is soluble, producing silver chloride, which is an insoluble chloride. So a white precipitate will form. Next, we've got barium nitrate, which is soluble, and potassium chloride. When this reaction occurs, we will end up with barium chloride, which would be soluble, and potassium nitrate, which would also be soluble. So no precipitation would be observed in this reaction. Since solutions 1 and 2 produce a white precipitate, option A is the correct option for this question. Question 23. Which row describes properties of transition elements? A. They form colored compounds. Yes. They have high densities. Yes. And they have variable oxidation states. Yes. So all three properties listed in A are correct for transition elements. Next, high density. Yes. High melting point. Yes. One oxidation state. No. They have variable oxidation states. Next, high melting point. Correct. Colored compounds. Correct. One oxidation state. Incorrect. And the last one, low melting point. No, transition elements have high melting points. They have high densities and they've got variable oxidation states. Options B, C, and D each have one property listed which is not true for transition elements, making option A the correct option for this question. Question 24. The noble gases are in group 8 of the periodic table. Which statement explains why noble gases are unreactive? They all have 8 electrons in their outer shells. No, this seems correct, but we keep forgetting about helium. Helium belongs to period 1 and it contains only 2 electrons in its outermost shell. So this statement is not correct. They all have full outer shells. Yes, all noble gases have a completely filled outermost shell electronic configuration, and because of which they are unreactive, because they do not need to lose or gain an electron to achieve a noble gas configuration. Because they are noble gases, they automatically have noble gas configurations present. They are all gases. This is true, but not an explanation for why they are unreactive. They are all monoatomic. This is also true, but not an explanation for why they are unreactive. Therefore, the correct option for this question is option B. Question 25. Which statement is correct for all metals? They conduct electricity when molten. Yes, metals would conduct electricity whether they are in the solid or in their molten states. They gain electrons when they form ions. No, metals all form positively charged ions which are formed by loss of electrons. No electrons are gained. They have a low density. Metals have high densities. Some metals have low densities like the metals in group 1, but the question was asking which statement is correct for all metals. So except for group 1, all other metals have high densities. They have a low melting point. No, this is incorrect. All metals have high melting point. Therefore, option A is the correct option for this question. Question 26. Carbon dioxide is produced during the extraction of aluminum from bauxite. Which statement describes how this carbon dioxide is made? Carbon monoxide reduces aluminum oxide, forming carbon dioxide and aluminum. No, this reaction does not happen during the extraction of aluminum at all. Carbon is burnt in the blast furnace to release heat energy. No, there is no blast furnace involved in extraction of aluminum. Blast furnace is needed in the extraction of iron. Oxygen made in the process reacts with the carbon electrode. Yes, the anode is made up of carbon. Oxygen gas that is produced at the anode at the temperatures being used reacts with the carbon anode and burns them away as carbon dioxide. Thus, the carbon brushes of the anode need constant replacement. So this is correct. The ore of aluminum undergoes thermal decomposition. No, it is electrolyzed to produce oxygen and aluminum. Therefore, the correct option for this question is option C. Question 27. Aluminum objects do not need protection from corrosion. Iron objects must be protected from corrosion. Which statement explains why aluminum resists corrosion? Aluminum does not form ions easily. No, this is incorrect. It is a metal. It will form ions. Aluminum does not react with water or air. It does react with water and it also reacts with air. Aluminum has a protective oxide layer. Yes, because when it reacts with oxygen and air or with water, a superficial layer of Al2O3 is produced on the entire surface of aluminum, protecting the metal from further reactions. So this oxide layer acts as a protective coating. Aluminum is below iron in the reactivity series. No, aluminum is above iron in the reactivity series, meaning aluminum is more reactive than iron. Therefore, the correct option for this question is option C. Question 28. Which statement explains why zinc is used to protect iron from rusting? Zinc is more reactive than iron? Yes, zinc is above iron in the reactivity series. Zinc is less reactive than iron? No. Zinc can form alloys with iron? No. Zinc acts as a sacrificial metal. Yes. When zinc is coated onto iron, this is what is known as sacrificial protection. Zinc, being more reactive, will react with water and oxygen and protect iron from rusting. So since statements 1 and 4 are correct, option B is the correct option for this question. Question 29. Which conditions are used in the Haber's process? Temperature, a temperature of 450 to 500 degrees Celsius is used, eliminating options A and D. And a pressure of 200 atmospheres is used, eliminating option A, eliminating option B, making option C the correct option for this question. Question 30. Which process does not produce a greenhouse gas? Acid rain on limestone building. So limestone is calcium carbonate. When acid will react with calcium carbonate, it will produce carbon dioxide, which is a greenhouse gas. Combustion of wood. Combustion of wood is wood burning in air, producing carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, and water. So these are greenhouse gases. Digestion in cows. Digestion in cows would produce carbon dioxide. So this is also a greenhouse gas. Zinc reacting with sulfuric acid. When zinc reacts with sulfuric acid, the gas produces hydrogen gas, and hydrogen gas is not a greenhouse gas. Therefore, option D is the correct option for this question.